Shalom Aleichem, sweetest friends. This is so exciting. We are continuing our previous shiur on the topic of Eid Echad V'dayin Echad Bnei Noach. Baruch Hashem, we've had 3 shiurim. This is the 4th. And we are going to continue where we left off. There's so much Torah to say. Siyata Tishmaya. We saw in the previous shiur, again based on the Torah Bagona Gadol David Tzak Manzatzal, that the yesod of the mitzvah of dinim l'das harambam is not a kiyum din, the chiyuv hanidon lefi masav v'chiyuv. It's not a kiyum of the din and the chiyuv of the one being judged according to his actions and his obligations, but rather in din ben Noach the yesod is sheyeh din, that there should be judgment. Judgment should be fulfilled. Otherwise, as we discussed earlier, there's no kiyum to the world. And as long as it has a shame din, that's the din. And the mitzvah of din has been fulfilled. He said there are certain halachas about how to do the din. It's a saif of Bnei Noach. And the Shiur Dinei Mamanas according to the minhag. So when he does it, when he does otherwise, midaito, it's not considered a din. But as long as it is lefi daito, and he's following the basic rules, then it's considered a din. And then you follow what the judge says. So it's not a din in the gavra, the nidon, but rather there should be a kiyum din. That's Bnei Noach, so there shouldn't be hashchasas ha'olam. And we were marich to prove this, and now we will go weiter. Yesod for this we can see from the Gemara Bava Kama Daf Kuf Yud Gimel Amud Aleph. It's paskin the Rambam Melachim Perik Yud Halacha Yud Aleph. Yisrael va'akum shebo lefanecha ledin im ata yochol lizakeu b'dinei Yisrael zakeu ve'emor lo kach dinenu ve'im ata yochol lizakoso b'dinei akum zakeu ve'emor lo kach dinchem. A Jew and an idolater will come before you for judgment. If you can be mizaka the Jew b'dinei Yisrael, do so. And say, explain to the idolater, to the akum, that kach dinenu, that's our din, Dinei Yisrael. And if you can be mizaka b'dinei akum, then do that. Zakeu ve'emor lo kach dinchem. Be mizaka the Yisrael and say to the akum, that's your din. Ayin sham in the Rambam. In the Tshuvas Haramon, Siman Yud, that's the famous tshuva we discusses this. He proves from here that the ikar, Dinei Mamanas, Shel Akum, is B'dinei Yisrael. If you have a monetary dispute between a Yisrael and an Akum, the Rambam says you can go with Dinei Yisrael and be Mizaka the Yisrael. Because according to the Ramah, Ikar Dinei Mamanas Shel Akum is B'dinei Yisrael. That's their din, Jewish law. Mishpat HaIvri, what they call in modern Hebrew. And therefore, be Mizaka him B'dinei Yisrael. However, as we explained in a previous shiur, the Achronim don't paskin like the Ramah. And then the shaila is, why is the Akum Chayav Kishedino Lo Lefi Dinei Yisrael? How can we mechayev the akum b'dinei Yisrael when his din isn't dinei Yisrael? Ube'ikar tamua, and already in the Tshuvas Beis Shlomo he was omed on this in Choshen Mishpat and Siman Kuf Lamed Aleph. What the Rambam writes in Halacha Yud Aleph that a ger toshav is not like that. A ger toshav la'olam danin lo b'dineihem. Ger toshav is judged b'dinei Bnei Noach. Hare, she'ikar dino, b'dineim, not like the Ramah. Ramah says it's Dinei Yisrael. You see by a ger toshav, not like that. And Gamkein b'chazon ish b'bava kama b'simin yud sif katan aleph. Uben Even Ezel b'perak ches mehilchos nizkei mom and halacha yud beis that we've been quoting in Shiurim. And he proves this midivrei Rambam, and he doesn't write that it's neged divrei Ramah in Sham. Going Rebitzer Zalman, going at Tzadik Rebitzer Zalman. It's also Mavur in the Rambam there. writes that a goy who comes together with another goy, the din, only if both of them want ladun din Torah, you judge din Torah. Otherwise, even one of them wants, you don't force him to judge din Torah. Rather, you judge Dinei. Harei lehedya. That the ikar din is b'Dinei. Primary din is b'Dinei, and therefore you can't force either of the Akum to judge the Dinei Yisrael. How are we going to be mechayev the guy b'Dineinu with our din, with din Yisrael, kshabaladin in Yisrael, if his ikar din is Dinei Akum? It's also Tamuah. Why, if you could be Mizakeh, the Yisrael, but Dinei Akum, Mizakeh, the Omer lo, Kach Dinchem. So you're Mizakeh the Yisrael, and you say to the Akum, so is your din. If this isn't the right judgment, if Dinei Akum is not the right judgment, then how can you judge the Yisrael b'Dinei Akum? If the Jew is chayiv b'Dinei Yisrael, then you have to be mechayiv in b'Dinei Yisrael. You say, like the Ramah, that the right judgment for a guy is Dinei Yisrael, then you have to go with Dinei Yisrael. And also, another kasha, the Rambam says in Perikhes Milchos Niskei Mammon Halacha Hey, she'ein hagoyim mechayvim es ha'adam al nizkei mamono al nizkei behemto. Goyim aren't mechayv a person on the nezik of his behema, and because of that, shor she'Yisrael shehizik shor shel akum, he's pater. Why is he pater? Because we judge them. Kidineihem. We judge Kedinei Hagoyim, and since B'Dinei Hagoyim, you're not Machayib a person al Nizkei Behemto, therefore, Shor Yisrael, Shizik Shor Shel Akum, he's pater, because we're not judging them Kedineihem. Rather, how are we judging them? We are judging them because we are judging them Kedineihem. And Kedin B'Dineihem, he's pater. Therefore, for Shor Shel Yisrael, Nogach Shor Shel Nachri, we go Kedineihem, Kedinei Akum, Kedinei Hagoyim. And he's pater. So asks the Beis Shmuel, if that's the case, what's the kasha of the Gemara in Bava Kama Daf Lamed Ches? That says, Ireu lav dafka, it says, Ki yigach shor es shoreyehu. Talks in the Torah about goring the shore of your friend. So the Gemara in Bava Kama says, if your friend is lav dafka, and therefore it wouldn't only be a Jew, it would also be a guy. So shor she'yisrael shenag shor shel akum, nechayiv. And a Jewish owned ox that gores a goyish owned ox should be chayiv. According to the Rambam, he should be pater. Because kach dinchem. So what's the kash of the Gemara according to the Rambam? The Rambam holds that the Dinei Goyim, Shor Shel Yisrael, Shenagel Shor Shel Akum is pater. They don't hold Nizkei Behemto. They're not mechayiv payment for Nizkei Behemto. So then what's the kash of the Gemara? Bava Kama Lamed Ches, that if Reo is lav dafka and it also includes goyim, then a shor shel Yisrael shenaga shor shel akum. He should be chayav. No, he should be pater according to the Rambam, because kach dinchem. And the Beis Shmuel also asked. Excuse me. The Beis Shlomo also asked. The Chuvas Beis Shlomo we quoted before. What's the kash of the Gemara? That if Re'eu is lav dafka, then akum shenagach Yisrael yischayev, then a shor shel akum, that gourds, a shor shel Yisrael, should be chayev. We see in the Rambam that me'ikar hadin, according to Gentile judgments, they are not mechayev on this kei behemtam. So how could we be mechayev the goy for goring the ox of the Jew, even if Reo is lav dafka? Even if Reo is lav dafka, but okay, so it includes a goy, but the Dinei goyim, they're pater, and therefore he shouldn't be chayiv. How could you be mechayiv him? If we follow Dinei goyim, and if we Dinei goyim, he's pater. So what's the Gemara saying? How did the Gemara say that there's a tzad that Reo is lav dafka and shor shel Yisrael shenaga shor shel akum should be chayiv, and vice versa, that shor shel akum shenaga shor Yisrael should be chayiv? Why? The Dinei and pater. So he leaves with the tzarechim. So if we say not like the Ramah, the Beis Shlomo writes, and also the Chazon Ish we mentioned, and also the Even Ezel, if we say not like the Ramah, that the Ramah holds that the Goyim should be judging Dinei Yisrael. If we all know they judge Dinei Akum, so when we say to them, Kach Dineinu, that this is our din, and we judge Lefi our din, so how does that work? That's not the right way. The answer is it's a knas. And that's the pasuk of Ra. V'yater goyim, a pasuk in Chabakuk that tells us that HaKadosh Baruch Hu was mafkir as an onesh. HaKadosh Baruch Hu was mafkir mimonam. So therefore, it's that pasuk which we discussed in the past, and hopefully we'll discuss in the future. That Gemara, very important Gemara, Baba Kamal Amitches. I believe we discussed it in the past. And I believe we'll discuss it in the future. So, according to that Gemara, Kadosh Baruch Hu was mafkir memona. In certain instances. In Memela, when we say Kach Dineinu, it's a knas. The question is, how do you know that it's only a knas, that it's a knas begavna shekach dineinu? How do we know that it's talking about a court case where a Jew is coming against a guy, and then we say kach dineinu? In the Gemara in Bava Kama, it's talking about dinei nezikin and not shar dvarim. How do we know about this knas l'shar dvarim? And we see this hamishpat sham sif gimel, and in Mishovet Nesivos. We have an Ezel, he brings to the Yam Shel Shlomo. She'ein din zel ba'afkos halva aso. This din of Rav Yater Goyim is talking about Afkos Halva Asa, but the Rambam wasn't mechalik. Rambam doesn't say that. And since Gezel Akum is Aser, we paskin Gezel Akum is Aser. So Mehechi Tesi, that he should take from the Akum, Al Pidine Yisrael, when the Akum is Pater, Meyikar Adin. The Akum, according to the Rambam, is Patur Mi'ikar Adin. And yet, when he comes with a Jew, we say, if you can be Mizaka the Jew, we say, Kach Dineinu. How can that be? We also have to understand what the Rambam says in Halach Yud Aleph. Shnei Akum Shebo Lefanecha Ledin. Lodum Dinei Yisrael. Rotu Shneim Lodum Din Torah Danim. Ha'echad Ratzav Echad Eino Ratzav Ein Koifin. If two goyim come before you to judge Dinei Torah, and both of them want to judge the Fi Din Torah. If two goyim come before you to judge Dinei Yisrael, and they both want to judge the Fi Din Torah, then you judge. One of them wants and one of them doesn't want, you're not kofar. You judge the Fi Dinei Akum. We have to understand the double lashon in the ratio. Rambam first writes, Shnei Akum Shabala Dechal Adum Dinei Yisrael. They're coming before you to be judged the Fi Dinei Yisrael. And then it says, V'ratzu Shneim Lodum Din Torah. The same thing. It's this kefil. We also have to understand that when it says, Danim V'ratzu Shneim, if they both wanted, you judge Din Torah, it's clear that if they don't want to, then you're not judging. So why does the Rambam have to go ahead and say explicitly, and if one of them doesn't want to, you don't judge? Because the only way you're judging the Din Torah is if they both want it. Obviously, if one of them doesn't want it, you don't judge Din Torah. You judge Dinei Bnei Noach. So from this we see that B'stama, they're coming to judge B'dinei Yisrael. And when it says, Bo'lo F'nechal Adum B'dinei Yisrael, it's not that they said B'feirush. That's the Din B'stama. And that the Rambam says, that's only if they both want it. But not if one of them expresses opposition. This is very shver. Because we see in the Rambam, Linyan Ger Toshav, that the Iker Din is B'dinei Akum, not like the Rambam holds that it's B'dinei Yisrael. The Iker Din is B'dinei Akum, not Stama B'dinei Yisrael. Stama is B'dinei Akum. So since Iker Dinam is B'dinei Akum, you should say Stama is B'dinei Akum. So why do we say Stama is B'dinei Yisrael? Madman. So you see from this, it's a lot of kashas, that Yeshkan Beis in Yonim says Hagoyin Reb David Yitzchak Zetzah. 1. Etzem chiyuvam shehu al pi dineim. First you have, they're very chiyuv, al pi din b'nei Noach. That's din. But this din is an inyan b'fnei atzma. Ve'eno be'echrech levatzeach chiyuvam. It's not necessarily being mivatzeah. It's not necessarily carrying out their specific chiyuv. Rather, what are you doing? You're doing din. Kol shehu din, that's their din. And you follow this. Ve'ein zeh tolui b'chiyuv u'ptur ha'gavra. And it's not tolui in the person himself, whether he's patur or he's chiyuv. You start out with their etzem chiyuv. The etzem chiyuv al pi dineim. Not in the gavra. What's al pi dineim? Like we discussed. The din ben Noach is that there should be din. Not necessarily in the gavra. There should be din in the world. We don't want the world to be hefker. So there has to be din. Not relating to the gavra himself. In the Tshuvas of the Sholem Meishiv, Madur Kamen, Chelik Aleph, and Sim Reish Lamed, he writes that Bnei Noach, there is no chiyuv b'dei shamayim. The only din is b'dei adam. That's what we've been saying. That the inyan of the din is not to carry out his personal chiyuv, because then that would be b'dei shamayim. Rather, it's a din atzmi. There's a din that the Beis Din has to do din. L'tikun ha'olam. That's only shaykh b'dinei adam. I don't think it's a shver, because it's the hedge in the Rambam. Perak Yud Halacha Vav and Halacha Tes Chiyuv Misa She'enu Nerag. That's Misa, and the Kesef Mishnah says it's Misa B'dei Shamayim. We see in the Gemara and in Tesam and Aleph that he's Nenash Alavot Zara B'dei Shamayim. So it's shver to say that there's no B'dei Shamayim. But the point we get that there's only B'dei Adam because the Ikar is rather the Shamayim they could be Mevatzeah. And hopefully we'll get to that. But Our job, primarily of the Beis Din, is to carry out the Misa B'dei Adam, that there should be din in the world, not mitzad the Gavra. But mitzad that there should be din, there shouldn't be an Olam HaKulkul. So if there is kiyum dinim al yidei din, shel dasni musis, if there is a kiyum of din, through this din of a sort of secular humanism, a secular religion, that human contrived by human beings, as we discussed in an earlier shiur, this union of Dinei Bnei Noach being a dasni musis. So kal v'chomer shu kiyum din, b'din shel kedinei Yisrael. So certainly, if you do Dinei Yisrael, it's also going to be din. If you're doing the human-made Bnei Noach din, it's called din. And certainly if you're doing the Yisrael-made din, it's called, the God-made din, it's called din. And therefore, if bo lefanecha, since all you need is that there should be a kiyum of dinim, that like we said, it's gam al yidei dinei Yisrael. So if they come before you, and you're a Yisrael, so they know that the stomach you're going to do din Yisrael. Just if one of them doesn't want, so then they have the schus l'din shel kedineim. But the stomach's also din if you do dinei Yisrael, because either way din is carried out. And it could even be that that's only a kiyum of din. But if afterwards they go to their own Beis Din, and their Beis Din is mezaker mechayev lefi dinam, then you go lefi dinam. And only klape lefanecha, when they come before you, it says in the Rambam, they come before you, they come lefanecha, so you have to do your kiyum dinim, and therefore you judge kedinei Yisrael. Because the stomach, that's what they want. They came to a Jewish court. That's a tzarachin, it's not so pashut. Anyway, in any event, that's the din. Since, as we said, either way, it's a kiyum din, whether it's al yidei dinei Yisrael or al yidei dinei akum. So, im ata yochol lezakeyu, al yidei dinei Yisrael, then go with dinei Yisrael. Even though stam be'alma they have schus to go kedineim, if he's going against the Yisrael, since in any event there's din who lives so din, she is zakeh. The din is the mizaka the Yisrael. Since in any event there's going to be din, so then the Rambam paskins that you have to done b'dinei Yisrael. Just if he's a ger toshav, din of a ger toshav is tzich lachioso. There, you don't prefer the Yisrael. There, you have a din lachioso by ger toshav, just like you have by an akum, by a Jew. Therefore, if it's a ger toshav, you judge kedineim. And that's why the Rambam says you go back to the ikar din, kedineim. However, as we said, ein ze eladin, v'lo chalos chiyuv u'ptur. The chalos chiyuv u'ptur, it can only be b'dineim. That b'din Yisrael, there's no chalos chiyuv u'ptur. The Dinei Yisrael, all there is a kiyum of din, but it's not in the kavra. So when it's a Jew and an akum coming before you, so we have this knas like we saw before of a yater goyim, so then you can judge kedinei Yisrael. And that's Beseder, because that's also considered a din. That's also a kiyum of din. And you prefer the Yisrael, for them they have no din lachioso, and they have a knas. So there's a hadafa for Yisrael, but if it's a ger toshav, then you go b'dineim. Because there, There is a mitzvah l'achyoso, and therefore there's no preference of the Yisrael over the Ger Toshi. So we see here the two aspects of din. There's the one that is the etzem chiyuv, and then there's the chiyuv and the p'tur and the gavra. It's another element of din. And what's chal on the gavra, on this specific person's chiyuv, that's only Dinei Bnei Noach. That's their ikar din. But when it comes to being mekayim, the mitzvah of dinim, that can even be Dinei Yisrael. And this requires a great deal more of discussion. And those who want can look in the Sefer Ber Miriam and Chelik Gimel from page Reish Chof Ches and on, Reish Chof Zayin and on, and there's many thousands more words, pages, many pages, and I hope in Ritz Hashem that in future Shiurim we are able to learn together the very deep Havana in the Rambam, and to give ourselves a bracha that we should be soche, lilmod u'lelamed, lishmor v'lasos, v'lekayim es kol divrei salmot arasach yahava, amen v'amen, shalom shalom, sweetest and most beloved friend.